Good morning, everybody. My name is Deborah Byrne from Deborah Byrne Psychology Services, known across social media as DBpsychology. And today I'm going to talk about this week's blog, which is all about overcoming the fear of the future, or basically a fear of failure, really. So fear can hold us captive. It can hold us in a cycle of procrastination and catastrophizing, and therefore not allow us to move forward with the future. We don't take the necessary steps that we want to take in order to have the life we want. So I'm going to talk about seven tips today that maybe help you overcome this fear of failure, fear of success even, and you can work from there. And at the end, I'm going to give you 7 more practical steps, which are in the blog, that you can take. Very small baby steps, as well. As I said before, I'm always on about taking the smallest steps that we can, giving us the quickest win, and therefore moving us on. So getting straight into it, the 7 tips. So tip 1, you do have the courage to do this. When we have a fear of failure, or fear of success, we tend to focus only on the negative, on the mistakes we've made in the past, and we forget to celebrate all those small wins, all those even bigger wins, or even to acknowledge we have any sort of achievement. We can almost, if we're in that kind of procrastination, catastrophizing, if we're overwhelmed, if we're stressed out, we tend to be just rushing in through our lives and going next, and it's almost like we're running a race, and we're not taking time to relax and take time to celebrate all the small and big successes that we've had. We're just focusing always on making those mistakes. But we need to raise our self-belief, and in order to do that, we need to give credit to those achievements, and to actually maybe take some time. And it doesn't take an awful lot of time, for 10-15 minutes in a day, once a week, just to celebrate, what did I achieve this week? And maybe go, well done, you did a great job. And have that treats and reward system. I've talked about that in the last few weeks, having the treats and reward system in place. So it gives you credit, it gives your brain the message that we're going to now focus on the positive, to build our courage and to acknowledge that we can do this. So you do have the courage to be able to do this. The next one I'll talk about is, don't change everything at once. When we see that we have an awful lot to change, we tend to go, oh no, it's too much. It becomes overwhelming. And of course, then we go back into the cycle of procrastination. We build up our fears, we catastrophize about everything, and we just will not move forward. It's too overwhelming. So what we need to do is just do one small change. Focus on one area and make that area, break it down. If you feel that that's even that one thing you need to change is too big, break it down into the smallest possible step that you could take today or this week to give you the big win. That will give you a win. Again, we're reinforcing the message into our brain that yes, we can do this, yes, we can achieve this, and this is what we want to do, and this is what we need to do. The next thing I would say to you is visualization. Use visualization. Visualize yourself actually succeeding at what you want to change, or what you want to actually do. And why I say that is, visualization actually helps us to see the positive, but it also helps us see the positive solutions. So when we focus on the negative, we're only going to see negative solutions. But when we start to focus and give the message to our brain that we want positive solutions, it will seek out. That visualization will help you and help your brain make the connection to seek out the positive solutions in order to succeed. And number 4, I'll always come back to it. I'm always going to harp onto it, but please make sure your basic self-care is on track. This basic self-care, and I said it before, will help you rebalance yourself when you're feeling off center. and help you keep balanced on a daily basis, and you build out your life from there. So definitely, you know, have that basic self-care in place. And number 5 then is to reduce your stress levels. And I give you a number of ways that you can do that, but importantly would be even to do the 3-minute breather. I have a podcast on how to do that, and I've linked it out from the blog that you can find it. So a 3-minute breather, just simply 3 minutes, pop off to the loo, 3 minutes of breathing, and you know, to help you de-stress during the day. Also, I talk about creating, you know, a relaxing playlist maybe to listen to, even if you are working, you know, something, listening just quietly in the background, listening to relaxing music. Maybe instrumental music is better. That will help you just, you know, take the stress level down a notch. It'll help your brain focus a little bit better as well. And a most important one there under reducing your stress is to unplug from social media, unplug from the phone. Give yourself time off from the busy. Give yourself time off from looking at all those images of supposedly perfection, which, you know, we all know at this stage they're not, they're fake. So, you know, take that time out to unplug, spend time with face-to-face time with family, friends, with the loved one. We need that. The next thing is to take a positive step towards tackling your worry. Yes, we do worry. Everybody worries. But if you have a particularly, you know, if you have a particular problem with worry, what I suggest in the blog is to actually create a worry period. So instead of worrying all the time, we decide that we are going to worry for a particular amount of time, possibly an hour, half an hour. Try and get it reduced down. You might start with an hour, but reduce it down. Or maybe you'll say, okay, for every hour, if it's very, very bad worry, you know, I always say go to a therapist and discuss it. Anxiety, you know, you need to be talking to somebody about that. But if we create a worry period in which we allow ourselves, we give ourselves permission to worry during that time, and then we say, no, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about that for the rest of the day, or I'm not going to worry about that for while I'm in work. I will only worry about it when I come home from work for 20 minutes or an hour. That's it. But the most important thing to do then is to follow it up. So you have your worry period, you worry about it, you sit and think about it, maybe for 15, 20 minutes, but then after that is to write it down, write down the worry, write down what you're actually thinking about, all your thoughts, get it down on paper, because then we can actually see what the thought pattern is. So in order to do that, then I have put in some questions in the blog. There's a number of questions. It's tip 6. So you just head down to tip 6 and you'll see the questions. Take those questions and then examine and reflect on what you're worrying about. See, can you see a thought, you know, a thought pattern? Is there something there? And is it true? Is this actually true? And if you feel, well, maybe it could be true, what is the worst case scenario that can happen here? And then number 7 will be always, if it becomes too overwhelming, you have to ask for help. Please ask for help. It is the best thing you can do for yourself. It will help you ease your anxiety and overcome your fear of the future, fear of success, quicker than if you just keep going the way you're going. It'll give you a quicker positive solution than, you know, anything else you can do. Now, in the blog, I have 7 small practical steps you can take today. You can just pick one. Maybe you can pick one every day this week. And I've listed them out at the end of the blog. They are at www.DeborahByrnePsychologyServices.com. I have a link in this Facebook Live, and it links out to those tips, and links out to this week's blog, and links out to other things like the stages of change, because that is something and I've talked about this. I have a vlog on it there. If you want to go and look at the Facebook Live, I have a vlog on that, the stages of change, and being aware of that and being aware of that cycle is very, very important to help you, realize what's going to come up, and then you can make plans for it in order to have it, deal with it more positively. So I'm going to leave it to there today. I've been very busy, and I'm afraid I didn't get to do the self-care blog that I promised you all, but I will do it during the week. I'll come on and do an extra Facebook Live just on the basics of self-care. I think that's very, very important. And as always, good morning to Deirdre, morning to Colette, and to those that are watching live. And also thank you for everybody that watches in replay and on YouTube. And I'll say good morning. Thank you.